So you keep seeing this bright pink diamond skin and you're wondering how to get it and how to get it fast. Well, don't worry, I'm here for you, and I guarantee you if you do these recommendations, you could get Plague Diamond within a week. Before we get into this though, if you haven't yet, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. As with new Cold War content coming out, more videos will be coming out on the regular, and it's always free to subscribe, and you can always unsubscribe later. One last thing though, I'm mainly going to talk about the easier guns here, because if you're going for Plague Diamond, most likely you're going to be going for the easier guns like SMGs, ARs, or shotguns. And for the people wanting Dark Aether, don't worry, I'm going to make a video on that as well, but I want to at least get the camos done so I can give the best tips. Getting into this now, the one thing I can say is that almost all these skins are exactly the same, which makes this fairly simple to go for, and the best part is that they're all really easy and they're placed very well. Now when I say placed well, I mean like the harder ones, like getting 2500 kills, are some of the first ones you get. So as you progress the guns and the camos, by the time you get to the 40s and 50s challenges, you'll have the hard ones done and you can just knock this out. Now one thing I really recommend is a set strat to progress as fast as possible. Now personally, my strat that I think is the best is fairly simple. To start off, you go to round 9 and you get whatever you need done during those rounds, like headshots and all that, but once you hit round 9, you leave one zombie left and you're most likely if not gonna have more than $200,000. And now in this video that you're seeing on screen, I actually screwed up and got a nuke on accident, so I'm a little under where I want to be, but that's besides the point. So you're gonna have around $20,000 to spend, and this is where you get crazy. So you want to make your way to the pack room, and on your way get Stamina Up and Speed Cola and Deadshot. Now when it comes to choosing the door to go through to the power room, this depends on what you're doing. If you need headshots, go through the Deadshot door, but if you don't need the headshots and you're just going for wherever, go through the speed door. Now do not buy both doors, because that will screw you over and you won't have enough money for all this. And you might be wondering as well, why don't we grab Jug on the way here? And that's because we're going to get you Jug for free. Before we get into that though, make sure you go through the whole pack event where you go through the anomaly and get the part, and then pack your weapon. And if you have 2,000 points left over, I recommend getting Deadwire, because it makes killing Megatons so much more easier because it does constant damage to them. But now that we got you packed and you have all 3 perks, do not end the round yet. Instead, follow the on-screen instructions, which will take you a couple seconds, and it will put you in an Easter egg of zombies holding a box, which is just the coffin meme from earlier this year. But let this play out and you'll get teleported back, which this will end the round, which is fine, but once you get back, clear out the dogs, because there will be a dog around 100% of the time if you do what I do. But clear out the dogs, then that coffin will be right in the middle of the pack machine. Open it, you'll get a bunch of materials and a gun that varies in rarity. It could be a blue, it could be a ray gun, it just really depends on what your luck is. But every single time you will get Jug from that, and that's how you get Jug for free, saving you money and allowing you to get more perks earlier on. Also, if you do everything I said after the dog round, the Megatons will 100% come on round 11 every single time, so that's your free Megaton for that round. Then other from that, it really just varies on when they come, and you might get lucky and get 2 in one round, or you might get unlucky and get 1 every like 6 rounds. Now that you're done though, the rest of this is mainly going for the actual challenges and getting the rest of your perks, which you can get every perk besides Elemental Pop. The reason why is because it will crash your game and you just don't want that happening. But go for the camos you need and progressively get to triple pack and legendary status in your weapon, which if you don't know how to keep upping your status, all you have to do is go to the shield machine, press the other tab, and it will always be 500 junk for the green status, 1000 junk for the blue status, 500 rare materials for the purple, and 1000 rare for the legendary. Now after all this, go into around 30 or 35 and extract. I say this because almost every single gun after round 35 becomes pretty much useless, and you'll end up wasting time in the long run trying to kill everyone. And if you go after round 50, the zombies just become so much more powerful for no reason, and they're faster as well. But just go until round 30 and extract, because usually there will be 2 Megatons in that extract, which are free Megatons that will progress for you, and a stupid amount of zombies to kill. And if you fail the extract, that's fine, just repeat everything I said before, and you'll get Plague Diamond in no time. Now, however, we do have to get into the tremendously hard part, and that's ranking up your guns. Now, by the time you're watching this XP may be fixed in zombies, so it's not absurd to get your guns ranked up, but for reference, at the time, I tweeted a photo of me going to round 30, and only ranking out my guns 3 times, from level 41 to 43, so it's quite absurd trying to rank up your guns in zombies right now. But there's several methods of going about this. First off is being the frequent double XP events. Take advantage of that. When they had that a couple weeks ago, I was able to get one gun fully golden zombies and another one 75% done, which just made zombie camo grinding a lot easier. But chances are, if it's not a double XP weekend, how do we go about this? Well, the battle pass is actually a decent way. You pay the $10 and you get around 8 tokens for double XP that will last you around 5 or so hours, and you get a bunch of other stuff along with it. Maybe though, you don't want to spend the money on the game, which is completely understandable, but this is where it gets even harder. My best recommendation here is honestly to go into multiplayer because you rank up guns much faster in that mode, or go into Warzone because you can surprisingly rank up guns really fast in Warzone. Unfortunately though, there aren't many ways to go about this, and that's as much as I can recommend, but if you have some other recommendations, make sure you leave them in the comments below so I can either discover new ways or you can help out other people. But getting back to the camos, however, for the headshots, if you really want to go through this fast, if you have Deadshot and you're on controller, hold down fire and spam the ADS because this will make Deadshot so much more helpful, because if you don't know, Deadshot automatically aim assist to the head, so like it just locks onto your head. Essentially it's basically aimbotting at sometimes. But if you do have Deadshot and you're on controller, what's gonna happen is if you keep spamming your ADS, it's just gonna constantly re-aim to their head, locking onto the head, giving you a stupid amount of headshots. So just L trigger and you'll be chilling. But if you don't have Deadshot, or you're on PC, you're simply going to have to aim for the head, which brings me to the next point. Where do you train then? Well, there's 2 places I recommend. My personal favorite, because it's the easiest and you could go crazy on it, which is the spawn room. Now, what you do is just run in a circle and train up a good amount of zombies, then start shooting them while walking backwards toward the crafting machine. And this lane is the best to do it because it's the flattest part, which means you'll have the highest chance at getting a ton of headshots. Now, other from this though, the other spot I could recommend, which if you really want to fly through this and you have really good zombie movements, this is under Pack. It's a completely flat area and it's an extremely small circle. The only problem here with this, in my opinion, is that zombies come from everywhere, making it a lot harder, but if you know what you're doing, you're chilling here and you could get a stupid amount of headshots done. Now, I've also seen people try and train around the crash site, which I have no problems with that. The only thing I don't like is at the wing, the zombies will jump up there and it'll really just ruin the whole train, so I just personally don't like that. It's a very, like, unleveled place. Sometimes you're facing downwards, sometimes you're facing upwards. It's not as flat as I would like it, so you can do that. I just don't recommend it personally. Then, the other camos are easy to get. I mean, if you get the 40s or 50s camos in one game, you can easily get all of them done within 3 rounds. It's mainly headshots and megatons which are going to take you the most, and I already said what to do with headshots, but for megatons, you honestly just gotta wait for them to spawn, and if you're lucky, you'll get 2 in a round, because there's not too much you can really do with megatons, because they're purely RNG. They could come on round 14 and round 15, or they could come on round 14 and round 20. It's just that I can't really help you with. But if you want to fry through them fast, what I recommend again is Deadwire, because Deadwire does constant damage to them, which just makes it a lot easier. Or if you're running Ring of Fire, it also makes them a lot easier to fry through, but I personally wouldn't recommend Ring of Fire if you're playing solo. I would recommend the Ether Shroud because I just feel like it's the most useful, because if you get caught in some bad place, you hit that and you're free. So you can either run that or Ring of Fire. Personally, again, I would do the Ether Shroud, but if you really want to fry through these megatons, Ring of Fire is the move. Or if you have insta-kill, while it won't insta-kill them, it does do more damage to them, so you can fry through them like that. But if you take my tips on how to get this, I can guarantee you can get these skins done within a couple of days and get that oh so sweet Plague Diamond. Other from that though, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you leave a like for more content like this, and make sure to subscribe as it's free and you can always unsubscribe later. But until then, YouTube, see ya!